Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Friday traveled to Florida, where he met with Republican U.S. presidential candidate Donald Trump. Asked by a reporter if he and Netanyahu had repaired their ties, Trump said relations had always been good.
It was never bad. I would say it was always good. No president has done what I've done for Israel, and we've always had a very good relationship.
אני רוצה לפתוח בברכות לג'ו ביידן ולקמלה האריס.
Netanyahu had angered Trump when he congratulated Joe Biden on the Democratic candidate's victory over the Republican president in the 2020 election. Trump continues to falsely claim the election was stolen from him by voter fraud. Trump more recently slammed Netanyahu for Israeli security failures that enabled Hamas to carry out an October 7th attack on Israel, which killed 1,200 people and triggered the Israeli offensive in Gaza. Netanyahu's visit to Mar-a-Lago comes a day after the Israeli leader was hosted at the White House by President Joe Biden and met with Vice President and Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris.
It is time to get this deal done.
Both the president and the vice president pressed Netanyahu to reach a ceasefire deal with Hamas that would pause fighting in the Gaza Strip and provide for the release of Israeli hostages held by Hamas and other Palestinian militant groups.
Israel has a right to defend itself.
Harris reiterated her commitment to Israel's security, but said she would not be silent about the catastrophe afflicting Palestinians.
And I made clear my serious concern about the dire humanitarian situation there.
Gaza health officials say more than 39,000 people have been killed in the 10 months since Israel began its operation in the coastal enclave.
I think her remarks were disrespectful.
Trump criticized Harris and repeated his claim that Jews should not vote for Democrats.
We don't know how a person who's Jewish can vote for her.
Harris's husband and stepchildren are Jewish. Netanyahu was asked by a reporter how Harris's remarks following their meeting may have impacted negotiations for a ceasefire deal.
Well, we're trying to get one. And I think to the extent that Hamas understands that there's no daylight between Israel and the United States, that expedites the deal. And I would hope that those comments don't change that.
It is unclear how the upcoming U.S. election could add or relieve pressure on the prime minister. Opinion polls put Harris and Trump in a close race for the White House, prompting world leaders like Netanyahu to strike a balance on dealings with the U.S.